Hi everyone, it's Jen, and welcome back to my pretty little garden. I'm just showing you some clips of an early morning winter stroll I took in my yard from December 6th, a few days ago. It had snowed overnight and it was lightly snowing in the morning when I stepped outside, and everything looked so magical. I just had to take a few video clips to share. This is my Vanderwolf pine, looking so beautiful, and the snow just laying lightly on everything. My fat Albert blue spruce, oh my goodness, looking so happy covered in snow. I just loved how everything looked. I just spent at least 20 minutes walking around my yard and taking in all the beauty, just trying to really enjoy my surroundings. I think my favorite were these ornamental grasses, the way the snow just laid upon the reeds and the reeds just kind of tipped over. So elegant looking and beautiful. In today's video, I'm actually going to take you inside my home for a change. And today I'll be focusing on sprucing up this indoor plant pot, this potted indoor plant. I have here some baby tears that I've had potted here for probably a little over a year. And I have that combined with China doll, another plant that the China doll plant has probably been in a little bit longer, maybe about 2 years in this pot. And I just feel that it really needs a refresh. So come along with me as we spruce up this indoor plant pot. I also just wanted to take a moment and show you another one of my indoor plants. This is my English ivy that I have here in the corner of my dining room. I love how it trails down, and I have a small trellis behind it to give it a little height as well. And I most recently purchased this pine tree from Home Depot for only $20. I thought it was a great deal. And it's called a Norfolk Island pine. It's an indoor plant. Despite the word pine in its title, it's actually a pine tree that originates and comes from Hawaii. Now we're going to move on to my project for today, which is to spruce up this plant pot that I've had for a couple of years now. And this is just another shot of it. I've moved myself into my kitchen, and I'm going to be setting up a workspace in the kitchen here. And as you can see, as we zoom in here, the plants are not looking too good. It definitely needs to be spruced up for the holiday season. Here's my workspace that I have set up for myself. I'm using old paper grocery bags as a barrier and to catch any of the soil, from repotting my plants. I also have some garden tools, my pruners, a little shovel, and some gloves. And I did pick up a bag of new potting mix just because I think I'm going to add some new potting mix to that pot just to give it a total refresh. And here are my new plants. And I also picked up a bag of super moss, forest moss, and I've seen people top dress their pots. I've used little rocks, pebbles before, but I've never used moss, so I think that'll be really pretty and just add a nice elegant touch to my indoor pot. So I'm going to get started. This first plant that I picked out is called the Peperomia Red Edge, and I really love this plant. I thought it had really interesting foliage. I love the red, burgundy, maroon margin on the leaf. I thought that was really beautiful, and I thought it'd be a great addition to the pot combination that I was putting together today. This plant is part of the succulent family, so it doesn't require a whole lot of watering, which is always a good thing, I think, especially if you're a busy person. In terms of light requirement, medium to indirect light, and it's also pet friendly. This next plant was actually my favorite of all three today, and it's such a beautiful little festive plant. It's called the frosty fern, and when I was looking up information about this plant, I realized and learned that it's actually not a fern at all, but it's a type of spiky moss, and spiky moss is actually, confusingly enough, not even in the moss category, which is kind of crazy, but I loved it and I thought it would add a nice festive touch to our combination. And the last plant that I picked up is this cute little plant called the kalanchoe. I think I'm saying that name correctly. It's in the succulent family, so it would also be considered drought resistant and not require a lot of water. And I thought it would just add a nice pop of color to our combination. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just look at what I want to keep in this pot. There are parts of this plant that I still think look nice. I'm probably going to keep a section of each of them. The baby tears, I don't know that you can see that, but it's really dead underneath here. It doesn't look too healthy, so I'll see if I can salvage a piece of that. And my China doll, I think this is still looking fairly good, so I'll probably transplant some of that into my new arrangement. Just gonna take off my rings. I'm gonna put my gloves on because soil gets everywhere. Gets underneath your fingernails, and you think you can get it out. Sometimes it takes a few days. So I do like to use gloves when I can. So I'm gonna take these tags out. I also realized that the existing potting soil that I had in this container was sufficient and it was really good, so I didn't have to replace it. The first plant I'm going to put in is it's called Peperomia Red Edge Green, and it's just beautiful. I went to a local nursery and greenhouse, family owned, not far from my home, called Lava Cats, and they have such beautiful things. And they especially have, I think, a beautiful collection of indoor plants as well. So the peperomia, I did have one earlier this year and it didn't do good. I had it in a pot that didn't have a drainage hole, and I don't know if that was the reason, but that one didn't do good. That was a different kind of peperomia, but I'm gonna give this one a shot and see what I can do with it. I'm just noticing on the back here, there's a little leaf that's like right about ready to fall off. So I'm just gonna gently pull that leaf off. Okay, and we'll get this planted up. This next plant is really my favorite of the plants that I bought, and I just love the bright, almost chartreuse white edge to it. It really stands out, and I saw it in a lot of different Christmas arrangements at the grocery store and even at the nursery, and I didn't know what it was. It's called the frosty fern. I thought that was so appropriate for the holiday season. And it really just adds such a festive element. I really love this one. And now I'm just going to add in the last plant, the Kalanchoa, excuse me. And I just thought this was such a cute little plant. It comes in a variety of colors. And again, it's in the succulent family, so very easy to care for. Okay, I've made quite a mess for myself on my kitchen island, but that's okay. I really like how this turned out. Just give you a look here. I just think it's a really cute combination, and I honestly love that frosty fern. I just think it is just so bright and happy. The only thing I'm going to do is I opened up my new bag of potting mix, and I'm just going to literally add just a little bit of new potting soil. My existing potting soil looked pretty good, so I left almost all of that really in, and I'm just going to help snug these last plants in securely just with a few scoops of new soil. And that's what these little containers can come in handy for. Okay, I am liking how this is looking. I am not going to use the moss after all. I'm just looking at this. It's a whole lot of green going on. There's not a lot of the dirt exposed. So I'm not quite sure that I want to put the moss in there. Just going to give it a little water. And I had this little festive jar just sitting on my countertop, so I thought, oh, that could be my watering can. Just water it in really good. I just got a little bit more for the back here. And here it is, looking all cute and beautiful and refreshed. I just want to thank you for joining me today. And I also want to encourage all of you to look inside of your own homes and work towards making your own space beautiful and inviting. It can be something very small that could make a difference and brighten up a space and also brighten up your mood. I also would love to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. I would really appreciate if you would subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Have a great day.